Hello, everyone. How's your weekend? Wait 1 second. Let me see if I'm live already. Jason Gunn. Looks like I am live. Okay. Hi. All right. Welcome back to Ask Jason Anything. If this is the first time you see me, welcome to my universe. My name is Jason. I'm a Meta Ads Optimization Strategist from Malaysia. So what I do is two scenarios we should work together. First, you have been running Meta Ads, Facebook Ads, Instagram Ads, and you are actually kind of like like seeing pretty decent result and you plan to take it to the next level. You want to scale the campaign. You want to spend more money and to make more money. But the problem here is every time you try to scale the campaign, it breaks. So this is the problem where a lot of businesses are actually be facing. That kind of create a bottleneck to your business, because frankly, if I'm able to make more money by spending more money, I don't mind. But the problem here is if you're stuck, I would like to work with you to design an optimization strategy to help you take the campaign to the next level. What do you mean by optimization? You see, in my opinion, before you scale a campaign, you should actually optimize it first. So what do you mean by optimization? For example, we would actually dive into the campaign and find out if there are any leakages in the whole campaign structure itself that we can actually patch, and that can actually help you get better result, better ROAS, even by not by spending more money, but to spend the same money, you're able to get more result. Let me give you this example. If your CTR, which indicates the percentage of people who click on the ad itself, the call to action button. So let's say CTR link click. If your CTR link click is 0.5%, for example, meaning 0.5% of the people who see your ad actually click on the call to action, but your ROAS is 4, meaning every dollar you spend, you make $4 out of it, which means everything is good, but your ROAS, the CTR is actually at the lower side. So if we are able to optimize the CTR by testing different creative, maybe we bump it to maybe 0.75. By bumping it to 0.75 from 0.5, that actually means we are getting 50% more clicks with the same amount that you're spending. So if we are able to actually achieve that, do you think we are potentially going to get 50% more add to cart, initial checkout, or even purchase? So that's how we take the campaign to the next level. So the optimization can be everywhere. It could be the ad, it could be the audience, it could be the whole customer journey process, as well as in like the landing page could be the possibility, the add to cart, which is the checkout page, could be the problem that is kind of stopping people from going further. So we need to find the leakages. So that's how I work with clients, or rather Meta advertisers from different part of the world, continuously to take the campaign to the next level, one step at a time. So that's what we do. So if that's the situation that you're facing, please use the link somewhere on my YouTube page at the profile site that we can actually arrange a discussion to see whether we can actually work together to take your campaign to the next level. Now, the other scenario is you have been trying to run ads yourself, but you can't seem to find stability and success in your campaign. Sometimes you get good result, sometimes it's just flop. And like you're not sure whether the structure is right, the creative is right, or anything else is right. So that's a situation that you're facing. I would like to invite you also to find the link in my profile, my YouTube channel profile, or somewhere on your homepage. We can actually arrange a discussion to see if we are able to take it to the next level. So that's what we do. But having said that, over here, every Sunday night, I go live at 10 p.m. Malaysia time for 30 minutes, mainly to answer questions I receive, whether it's from my community on my YouTube channel or that I receive from my clients when we are actually talking. And I find it is interesting that we should actually bring it up for discussion. So if you have any questions regarding Facebook advertising, Meta advertising, first thing I would like to invite you to actually go to my YouTube channel, try to search for an answer, because I've posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel, answering questions mainly like this. Chances are I've already covered something similar to the challenge that you are facing. If you can get an answer, great, move on to the next thing, because there are many things we need to look into when you are actually running ads on Meta platforms on Facebook and Instagram. But if you cannot find an answer, doesn't matter. All you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot and I'm going to go live on the following Sunday to answer your questions like this. So that's what I do. All right. So feel free. So this is really where I want to work with the community to, to help more people over here. All right, so it's called Ask Jason Anything about Facebook ads, and it goes live every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time. So just in case you want to have something more private, you say that I have this topic that I don't want to be shared. Can you actually go into my ads manager, do a walkthrough to check whether my campaign is right, or can you help me rectify this problem that I'm facing right now? You want to do screen share and everything else. You can actually scan this QR code. It will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can book a 30-minute one-on-one Zoom call with me after you purchase this gig. So it's very straightforward, right? We can go on live on Zoom. Everything will be recorded. We can do screen share and everything to go through any questions you have. We can analyze a campaign, anything. All right, so if that's what you need, scan this QR code and we can have a quick discussion together over Zoom. Now, just in case you're new to meta advertising and you're looking for a structured way to learn Facebook advertising, I would like to recommend my Facebook Ads Masterclass. Now, this is a recorded 2.5-hour training where we cover 5 things. First, I talk about how do I design Facebook Ads strategy for different businesses, like what's the budget distribution, certain things like, how do we design the messaging for top of funnel, retargeting, how do we distribute the budget, how do we arrange the ads structure and everything with step-by-step walkthrough. So this is really a practical training where I will walk you through the entire process and you will be able to set up the campaign yourself. So after we talk about the structure, we talk about audio, also about the objective selection, which is essential because you need to know which one you should or shouldn't use. And then we talk about audience targeting, which is very useful because I'm going to help you, find the audience that you want to target, followed by the ads creative and copywriting. I'm not an expert in ads creative and copywriting, but having said that, I work with hundreds of meta advertisers from all around the world. So I probably can actually share with you what are the mistakes that you should avoid, what's working right now, what's not working. And last but not least, I'm an advocate of, analytics. In my opinion, everybody can start running ads, but not everybody can understand whether the campaign is doing well or not. And I don't want you to be those people. I want you to be able to really understand the performance of your own campaign and to be able to make sound decision based on numbers, not based on gut feeling. So if that's what you want, scan this QR code, you'll get the recorded training. Just sign up and start learning and start practicing right away. And you always get the latest version of it because Meta Ads Manager may change from time to time. Whenever there are big changes, I would actually do a re-recording. And every time you come back to the training, you will see the latest version of it. Now it's the latest because we haven't experienced a major change, but I might be doing one, pretty in a few months' time. I'm not sure, but it really depends on that. But whatever that you see in this current version right now, it's totally good for you to get started. All right. Now, just in case, so that's one. And in case you want to have a different kind of engagement with me. So because a lot of people say that I've tried to learn here and there, but can you just come in and design the strategy and build it up for me? The answer is yes. I work with a handful of clients every month to design a strategy and set it up for you. So the whole idea is actually very straightforward, where we will have 2 Zoom calls. The first Zoom call is, we will design the strategy based on your goal, the KPI that you want to hit, the budget that you have, and the structure. We will talk about, what are the creative to create, what are the copywriting to consider. And if you have a landing page, I might even go over the landing page and give you optimization recommendations about things that we should consider tweaking, making sure that we're starting at the, better ground. So after that, you'll go and create all the creative and do adjustment on your landing page. On the second call, I will be setting up a campaign according to how we structure the campaign design strategy and with you. So invite anybody who needs to learn this. But anyway, everything will be recorded. So you can treat this as your future training material for your future employees. So pretty interesting. And first, you get an optimized strategy designed by and seasoned meta ad strategies. And everything will be set up to making sure that you're not making any mistakes. And along the way, you learn how it's done. So it's pretty useful for anyone who wants to start quickly, without thinking too much. I don't want to learn, just do this for me for now. And I will learn along the way. So that's where we start. Scan this QR code. It will take you to my Fiverr gig as well, where you can actually sign up and we can actually work together over there. All right. So I'm going to go through some of the questions that I get. So the first one I get is coming from Ava TPV. So Ava is asking this question about Shopee CPaaS. Obviously, if you're running ads for your Shopee store, Lazada store, Tokopedia store, you know that there's a way that you can actually get a CPaaS access from Shopee, Lazada, or Tokopedia, where you can actually run ads to do first running ads in a different version where you can show all the products that you have in the shop. Let's say Shopee shop, and you can also do retargeting, targeting people who visited your Shopee shop but yet to purchase. These are all the things that we can actually set up and like kind of run. So it's a really an optimized way to run ads if you're running if you're running a Shopee store, for example, we talk about. So yeah, I would definitely encourage you to do that. So if you're not sure how this is done, you should reach out to your Shopee like manager to see whether they can assist you to get onboarded. And it's powerful, trust me. I've helped a lot of Shopee sellers achieve significant success with this. So the question coming from Ava here is how to track what items are added to the cart in Shopee and Lazada. There is no way. You see, when you're running ads for your CPaaS, Shopee CPaaS, you are able to see how many people added to cart, as in like how many added to cart, how many visit your product, how many products visits they have. Say, for example, let me give you this illustration. You are able to know how many people who click on your ad and eventually how many of them went outbound. So I'm giving you all the features or all the metrics that you should track. So the link click, the outbound link click, and then after that, you should actually look for content view, which with or by shared item. So you need to find shared item, SHARED item. So if you have CPaaS, you should have all these options in your ads manager to track. So you'll be able to see how many, let's say 100 people, but you have 500 content view, which means these 100 people, when they leave Facebook and land on your Shopee store, they browse 5 items each of them. So that's pretty significant. And out of 5 people who actually, 500 visits on your products, there are about like 50 add to cart, which means you're able to see how many action. You won't be able to know how much would that be. You can see the value. You can actually track the value, but you won't be able to know what item unless you're selling a single item or you only have a few items. Then you'll be able to see like gauge or at least like how much is this thing and what would that product be. Because I have a client who sell only 3 items on their Shopee store, so we know. Right, let's say day 1 we have 1 item added, it's 499 ringgit, so it's item A, and tomorrow it's a 899, so we know it's the item B. So that's how we track. But by looking at it, if you have a lot of SKU, it's pretty impossible to track that. So that's how we draw a journey, from link click, outbound, content view, add to cart, purchase, and stuff. So we'll be able to illustrate. This is how we do optimization. It's kind of like one of the really critical steps is to visualize the entire customer journey and try to find what's working and what's not working in your campaign, hopefully to optimize. So if you see a lot of people go out to the website, but very little content view, for example, just now 100 outbound clicks, but you have only 30 content view, which means what is the potential problem here? You probably brought the wrong people to your Shopee store. That's a really bad thing, because if that's the situation, the whole performance is gonna be bad. That's why I say optimization is really important, and we need to use the numbers to back up our hypothesis and plan and strategy. So that's what I do with clients. So if you run ads on Shopee and you kind of like not sure, because now your question is about add to cart. I think the quick answer is you're not able to track what item added to cart. But one thing you can do here is I always encourage my client, whenever there is near like double date, like 99 or the payday, which happens a lot on Shopee and Lazada, you should consider sending a message to people who have actually things added to cart. I think you can actually do that. I'm not sure whether it's a paid feature because I don't really manage anything on the client's Shopee site, but we can always send a message. Although the conversion may not be very significant, but that's one way we can actually capture them. Or alternatively, you can run ads to retarget people who have added to cart. Say, for example, you have 99, and if you have a significant voucher, you want to run ads to make sure those people who have added to cart will buy. So that's something that you can do. So it's about restructuring the strategy. Like, for example, I have a client. They every time there are events like 99, payday and all, they will run a 2 to 3 days ad. I mean, we are not spending a lot of money, just very little, but we are only targeting people who have purchased before. So that will actually give them really good ROAS. At one point, we were seeing about like 9 ROAS, which overall, then you would actually improve your overall performance of the entire campaign. That's why building a structure is quite important, but knowing what's working and what's not working is also another thing. So if you are running ads on Shopee and Lazada, first you want to know if there are different ways to structure your campaign. or you want to analyze your campaign and see if there are anything you can actually take it to the next level, whether it's the creative problem, whether it's the checkout problem, are you bringing the wrong audience to the campaign and all. So what you can do here is you can actually book a one-on-one Facebook ads audit or review by me. So scan this QR code, it will take you to my Fiverr gig where we can, book a 30-minute Zoom call with me after purchasing the gig. So it's very straightforward. We're going to do 3 things together in this call. First, I'm going to build you a dashboard that is uniquely for your business. So, and then after that, once the dashboard is built, I'm going to analyze the dashboard for you, all the metrics that we need to know, like CTR, add to cart, and all that. And as we go through that, I will share with you how to analyze that yourself. And as we analyze, I'll be building a plan for you about what you can do, in the few weeks to come, to optimize and hopefully to take your campaign to the next level. So that's what I do. So yeah, scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. So thanks for the question. And the next question I have here is coming from Richard. Richard is saying the button is not there for you. Now, I believe you are trying to contact Facebook because you have some restriction issues and whatnot. You see, there are different. Okay, now, first, why are you not saying this? If you're not permanent restriction or whatever restriction issue, you are probably having a new ad account. So for new ad accounts, sometimes the chat feature may not come up as soon as you expected or you wanted it to be. So it takes a while. So keep running ads. And hopefully over time, you'll be able to have a conversation with Meta whenever you bump into problem. So everything on Meta has to be built. That's why I always encourage that. You have to protect your Meta ads manager. You have to protect your profile. Everything has to be protected to make sure that we are not, like leaving some vulnerability, which can be bad for your business. Because you need to build the relationship with Meta. That's one way. But if you're having a permanent restriction or your restriction issue, but you can't find the feature to talk to Meta, so I would say that's probably the end of it. Because to be frank, over the past 2-3 years, I've talked to, 300-400 people about ad account issue, permanent restriction, ad account restriction, business manager restriction, to be frank. A lot of times they are not reversible. And when you don't have an option to contact Meta, my best recommendation for you is to start from scratch again. Yeah, so let's find out a few things, right? So if you don't have the way to contact Meta, so you see whatever you can do to release whatever assets that's connected to the business manager. It's the page, it's the Instagram, but usually if it's permanent restriction, it's tied there. So how do we start all over again? Create a new Meta Business Manager with someone else's profile. Make sure it's an age profile, not a new one. And then after that, create a page, create an ad account, and start running ads. To me, very simple. I'm not clinging to any page. Even I've seen clients losing page with few 100,000 of followers. To be frank, yes, that's painful, but nothing is more painful than not able to run ads and keep bringing business in. That's my personal opinion. So I'll just focus on that. So you can still have the page anyway. You can still message them. You can still post things and all. You're just not able to use it to run ads. Don't cling on that. Just start something else and keep running ads. That's what matters in my opinion. All right, I hope that helps. All the best. And just in case you need help, you say that, can you just let me know by looking at my situation and let me know what to do next? Well, you can actually scan this QR code, which it will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can, of course, very simple. You can purchase the gig and, to have a 30-minute one-on-one Zoom call with me, then we will be able to take it to the next level. And hopefully I will give you recommendation after investigating a situation to give you what would be the next best step to go through. Okay, now the next question is coming from Junior. So the question is, on Facebook ads, a 20% tax is added on top of the amount spent. Apparently, you need to provide a VAT ID to avoid this 20% tax. Do you think it's worth registering for VAT, or is there any way to avoid this 20% tax? First thing first, you're probably in a different country than mine. In Malaysia, we don't have this VAT tax. It doesn't apply to us. I suppose you're in the US or different part of the world, but we have our own tax. So there are different taxing systems in different countries, which you just have to apply and follow and all. Yeah, in Malaysia, we have different tax as well. So we need to pay something on top of whatever we are spending with Meta, which is totally normal. So in my opinion, if there is a way for you to register for the VAT and you'll be able to get a rebate for the 20%, and of course I would like to go for it, but of course you have to look at whatever that, is there any rules and regulations that you need to apply, you need to comply, or is there any extra fees that you have to pay or whatever? I don't know. So I'm so sorry that I'm not able to provide you any answer to this question, but I'd say, yeah, yeah, you should ask your accountant, I would say. Yeah, I'm not, to be frank, I cannot answer this question because we are not from the same country, but ask your accountant. I think an accountant will be able to advise you better on this issue. Okay, all right. So yeah, the next question is, this is not a question, this is a wine. So Zainora is saying, worst Facebook ads. I'm not sure what you went through, to be frank, because really, I would say not everybody would get really good experience when they're running ads on Facebook, because to be frank, it could be many reasons that you're not seeing good results. So let's say if your Facebook ad's not performing, let me give you some steps for you to try to investigate yourself. First thing first, check your objective selection. So that's the first thing. So for example, if you're trying to get people to buy on your website, but you are actually doing traffic, consider changing the objective to sales. But having said that, you need to make sure that your Metapixel is installed and everything is connected correctly to make sure that everything is able to is trackable. So objective selection is really quite important, but a lot of people just don't understand. Like for example, if you want to get leads, but you actually boost the post and try to get engagement, then you have a lot of people kind of liking the post PM and what nonsense, but you're not getting leads. So understanding that this is the first way. So if you're not getting results that you want, check the objective and see, and try different objectives to see whether you can get different results. Now, the second thing you can track here is you can try to analyze whether is it your creative that is affecting. So go into the CTR all and CTR link click in the metrics. So basically, you'll be able to determine whether your ad creative is working or not. So our benchmark CTR all is 2%, CTR link click is 1%. So you have way below, say, let's say your CTR all is 0.5 and your CTR link click is 0.2. Then you know that, okay, now I think you need to test different creative. So yeah, and then after that, we can actually look at other metrics like CPM. If you target a really niche audience, then the CPM is naturally very high. Consider testing different audience creative as well. And of course, there are many things that we can test, such as how many people actually click and goes out to the website and how many people land on the website. Sometimes we will see like situation where you have 100 clicks, but you have only 30 landing page view. That means your website loading time can be improved. If we can do something differently, we might be able to see different results from there. So that's one thing we can try. And then, then how many people added to cart, percentage of landing page view to add to cart, or percentage of landing page view to lead and all that. So there are many things that we can actually look into and find why our campaign is not working. To me, it's very simple. If a campaign is not working, do not just throw it away and start fresh. Find out why first. Otherwise, you'll be repeating the same mistake over and over again, and you have a lot of frustration in yourself because you're not seeing results. And whatever you test, you can't seem to wrap your mind around like what's working and what's not working. Analyze first. So really, if you are facing this situation and you want to know how is your campaign performing and what else can you do to take it to the next level, especially now you're saying that your campaign is not working, all right? So yes, this is the QR code. Scan this QR code, it will take you to my Fiverr gig, where you and I would have a Zoom call for 30 minutes, and I'll do 3 things for you. First, I'll build a dashboard, which the metrics dashboard in your ads manager, lining up all the metrics that you need to track. Okay, depending on what business you're in, then we will actually have a different set of metrics that we will need to track. I will build it out for you, save for you in your ads manager. Every time you just need to come back to it. And once we build that, I will analyze for you. So along the way, I would explain to you, why is this CTR not performing and what can we do and all that. So you will be able to kind of like analyze this yourself in the future, because everything will be recorded, so you can actually refer back to this one over and over again. So as we analyze, I will build you a plan. So I'll tell you that, look, this is the first thing we should try first. Let's test different creative. And maybe I would even give you recommendation on how you should tweak the creative. Let's say we should change the arrangement, change the format, change the, like the ratio of it and all that. Then after that, test creative first. If not, then we test maybe the landing page, try to move the buttons here and there and see what to do. So basically, I'll give you a plan about a few things that you can do in a few weeks down the road, probably, hopefully, to help you take your campaign to the next level. But at least you'll learn. First, you have a dashboard, then you will learn how to analyze your campaign, which I will tell you what are the potential mistakes that you're making. Avoid those mistakes. This is how we progress. We need to know what's not working and try to avoid those mistakes and keep getting better and better over time. That's optimization. That's life anyway. So yeah, if you're running ads and you have a bad campaign, you're not performing, then do this. Scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. All right. Okay, now that brings us to the end of this. I don't have a lot of questions today, but I think it's good discussion. So for anyone who needs help, yeah, you can scan this QR code, then I look forward to work with you with that. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next Sunday at 10 p.m. Malaysia time to answer questions. Anything, you can post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Good night. Bye.